We're live, you know, we're live. What's going on? What's going on, dudes? You don't know it's a boy Abu just can here with Free Sports TV. And tonight we have a guest. Actually, we should have two guests. Jiggy, Liverpool God, and shortly we'll be joined by Sports Wigs Greg. So whenever him choose to join the live, yeah. So we are gonna do a recap of the weekend game them, and then we are gonna do a little bit of Champions League and wherever the live take way. So Jiggy, introduce yourself to the people them now.
Yeah, you don't know, Jiggy, Liverpool fan. Ever seen the great John Barnes, you man here with Bojo and Sports with Greg Fedebout, but him probably still a lotion himself still, before him forward for the live. But that's how it going, You see it, man, we talk about some football and whatever else. You see it.
All right, so where should we start? All right, we'll leave the London Derby for the later on in the video. Your team played yesterday, right?
My team.
Yeah.
The Wolves play against the Wolves. We got our first win in what? 12 games, 11 games. It was an ugly match, but boy, we take the 3 points, And I can go right into it. I am on the side of Klopp out. Yeah, I'm on the side of Klopp out, Yes, from the first season, I didn't want Klopp at my team, but he brought us a Champions League. He brought us a Premier League for the first time in 30 years. Yeah, so we're happy about that, but I'm still on the side of Klopp out,
So Liverpool fan, serious.
Yeah, man, serious business, I don't like, personally, I felt as if he's the one, he's solely responsible for losing us this Premier League title.
So you are blame him?
Yes, Klopp should shoulder the blame for losing this Premier League title. Straight.
In what people are blame say him too one-dimensional and teams are learning how to defend against him. Then you have the injury crisis and I don't know. What your point of view on that?
So there are many issues for me, and how I look at it is that once Van Dijk went down, right, he decided to move one of our midfielders to play alongside Gomez, right?
Yeah.
And then once Gomez went down, he took 2 of our midfielders, our starting midfielders, and put in the defense, and then we tried to make a helter-skelter midfield. I was of the opinion at that point that he should have played Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, the young guys, and put an extra midfielder in the middle and remove one of the forwards. Because we were trying to incorporate Thiago, which is a new player to our system. So we're trying to incorporate Thiago. We are doing a makeshift midfield. And we have 2 of our better midfields playing centre half. That would throw off any squad, even more than the loss of Van Dijk and Gomez. True. So that's why I put Klopp. I put the blame on Klopp.
Yeah, cause a lot of my friend them, Liverpool friend them, outside of the blog, I tell me say them blame him for not spending like him a hold on to the money for some reason, and the depth in the squad. Like it thin for years now. Remember, we always say Liverpool is like 1 or 2 injuries away from crisis, and see it play out there this season.
Yes, the injuries hit us hard, The injuries hit us hard, right? And I compared previously when we were having a discussion. I compared Liverpool to City. Like when they bench Raheem Sterling, you can bring on Mahrez. You can have a Gundogan, you have all these players, Foden, all these Bernardo Silva, right? You have all these different players, or if he wants to play Aguero and Jesus and take out Sterling. So there are so many different combinations that City can use of top quality players, which is not the same for Liverpool. If you take off Salah, you don't have a replacement for Salah, right? Yeah. So that's the reason I'm saying that when you had these injuries, instead of messing up the whole squad and moving players from the midfield, for example, we would have Fabinho Henderson, and Wijnaldum, which is our starting midfield for the last 3-4 years. You have that midfield, you put Thiago to play in front of them, which will be behind probably Mane and Salah because he's so good on the ball and he's our most technically gifted player, I would say, at this point. So he would be learning the system, but at least he'll be in that free role in the middle where he can help out the midfielders, right? Or core midfield is always there who understands the system. Those midfielders could then stand in front of and protect our young centre backs, which will be learning on the job. The Nat Phillips. I don't remember, but I think against Tottenham early in the season, Nat Phillips played a beautiful game, and then he didn't play
remember that game? Remember that?
Like 2 months, and everybody's like, we don't understand what Klopp was trying to do, right? We understand that Reece Williams made a mistake. I don't know. I think it was the FA Cup when we lost the game, and they passed the ball diagonally behind him, and he couldn't catch up to. I think it was Martial or Rashford. He couldn't catch them, and I understand that Reece Williams made some mistakes. But if we had our core, players playing in the right position, I think that Liverpool will be better off. I think we would still be in the running with City for the championship this year. But what to do?
True, because the same reason why people praise him are the same reason they might beat him now, because they might say, Pep known for spend money, right?
Yes.
Pep known for spend money, and Klopp got so much praise because he used Henderson, who we can't recall one Liverpool fan who praised Henderson and say, Henderson a top talent. No, everybody says bang average or below average, and it make them look like world class. So that's why he got the praises, saying yes, he make average players look good. And now at the same thing, I turn around and beat him because he have the depth in the squad. And like me say, they were always 1 or 2 inches away from crisis.
All right, so what you say now? We have to be honest. I don't rate Henderson as highly as other people. I think he's above average midfielder, but his best quality is that he's a leader and that he works extremely hard, right? But he's also getting older and breaking down. But his best quality is that he's a leader. So I have to put that out there. First thing, right? Now, Klopp's system that he has, this pressing system, it's very, very good. But some of the issues we have is that for the last 4 or 5 years, Robert's not played 45 plus games. Trent Alexander-Arnold 40-something games. Henderson 40-something games, Fabinho 40-something, Wijnaldum, and our entire front three, Mane, Firmino, and Salah. You can't play that kind of system. You have to have these players integrating other players into the squad, playing this high press system, because the human body's going to wear down.
That's another thing where him get beaten for, to say him tend to run him players into the ground over a period of time. Like them can't do so much.
Yes.
Heavy criticism for doing that. Like players run them into the ground.
Yes. So the question would be like, for example, 2 years ago, Curtis Jones scored I think it was in the FA Cup. He scored a brilliant goal from the right side where he kicked it from outside of the 18, a long range shot, and he didn't get any more games for the rest of this. I think like maybe at the end of the season he got like 4 or 5 games. And then this season, I think he's been playing fairly well. He made a mistake against Crystal Palace, and they got a goal against us. But since then, Klopp has always taken him off between the 60th and the 70th minute. And then for the last couple of games, he hasn't really played that much, right? So the question would be like, what has he done to lose his starting position? Or what has he done not to be like a super sub? Like every game we play, 35-year-old Milner, who's turning 36 this year, comes onto the field. What has Curtis Jones done to lose that trust in Klopp? When he's one of the ones who are doing so much running, trying to do so much work, trying to help the team. He's playing when the team is playing poorly. So he's getting all this experience, but yet now he's out of the team. These are the things that people question Klopp about. You look at the team hasn't been playing well over the last 15 games, but he has not really made an adjustment per se. Still playing the same side, still playing the high line, right? And still playing the players out of position, which a lot of people are like, that don't make sense,
Okay. So for you give him the end of the season or you want him out? Yeah, give him a chance for redeem himself.
Well, the good thing is that I am not a sporting director and I'm not an owner, because I want him
in that position right now. If you were the hierarchy at Liverpool, what would you do?
If who would I give the position right now?
No, if you were if you were at the hierarchy at Liverpool, in charge of all of this, like fire and hire and all of that.
Oh, I would have been fired, Klopp.
Oh, you'd have fired him already?
I would fire Klopp. Even if I didn't have no replacement, I would fire Klopp. No, seriously, even, like I would have fired Klopp from the first season, and I don't know, maybe we wouldn't have had the trophies. Maybe we wouldn't have
probably wouldn't get the trophies.
I don't know, but at the same time, people point out before he won the Champions League, he lost like 4 or 5 finals in a row. So we're one. I mean, I don't know if the FA Cup means anything to Klopp. People call it a Mickey Mouse trophy, but FA Cup means a lot to Liverpool. So he doesn't really play his best players during the FA Cup, which we're not really advocating for him to do unless he gets down into the tournament. But sometimes it's like he doesn't even pay attention to these type of tournaments. So I would have gotten rid of Klopp a long time ago. But I have to admit I could be wrong. Maybe it's just I have a personal thing that's not wanting Klopp. But from Burnley, the first year was there. He came to Liverpool. Burnley beat us. The second year, Burnley beat us again. And what I saw was he trusted the system. He trusted the system. And if his system is not working, I'm not seeing the adjustments that I like. And that is my issue with Klopp. The system is good, and the system overpowers most other teams.
Back to you and the system. I have a friend at Jamaica where say him like the system where Klopp play, but him need like a plan B, a option, like a creative midfielder. Like just in case you buck up a perfect example, like a Burnley who are gonna play low block and 2 sets of 4 or 5 in front of the 6-yard box. Say him think Liverpool need the option there. I come off of the bench if Klopp system now work,
But that would be Thiago, no?
Yeah, but he might play deep.
He's playing too deep. But the issue when you see that we have apart from this last game, I think we have conceded maybe every game for the last 11 games, except this last game and the 2 Champions League games against Leipzig, right?
Yeah.
We've conceded. But if you look at Liverpool team, so we're playing with our defensive midfielders at centre half. We are playing a high line, but none of our Fabinho is not a speedster, and Henderson is not a speedster. The only speedster we have, even Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's pretty good, he's not a speedster. The only speedster we have is Salah, but he doesn't play defense, and Robertson, who plays on the left side. So we focus on Robertson covering most of this stuff. So when they play high and teams play the ball diagonal, people running behind us all the time. But you're trying to have Thiago, who's also a short, slow player, cover our defense to help Wijnaldum, who is also not a speedster. So that's where we run into all these problems, right? So as I've said before, since we're trying to integrate Thiago into our team, I would have played Thiago higher. I would have taken out Firmino and allowed him to manage the game from the number 10 position, moving Mane and Firmino all over the place. Where to go. I think that would be more of a creative role, that he would play, and then he can drop back and link up the player with a Fabinho, Henderson, and a Wijnaldum, like an instructor. Because he's very, very good. We can't.
Him definitely capable of dictating the game. We've seen him done it before, so I don't know. Klopp's stubbornness, and I think what me observe, I think pretty much everybody observed that teams tend to target Trent because he's not the best defender and him plays so high up the pitch.
Yes, but if you have it, all right. So if you're gonna play a Wijnaldum, right, and you're filtering him to the right, then you have Wijnaldum to cover Trent, to help to cover Trent, right? Yeah. We have Wijnaldum, or if something is going on, you switch him and Henderson. We know that Henderson works hard, so you have Henderson to help cover Trent, right? So some of these issues that we're having now, right, over the last couple of games where the teams are targeting Trent because he doesn't have the speed, and I don't understand why he has not gotten his positioning down. I don't know, maybe it's because, he's young, he's talented, he's a starting England right back, I don't know why he's not focused on, but he doesn't have the proper positioning down as yet. Even for a player who's been in the league, 5-6 years? It's unbelievable, ridiculous how poorly he defends and how he gets caught out so many times. But when we had our full team, we'd have Wijnaldum over there, or we'd have Henderson over there, who would help to cover. Because if you remember, Salah plays over there too, but Salah doesn't do a lot of defending. He's not required to do defending. So on the left side, you have Mane, who goes back to help Robertson, right? And you have Henderson over there regularly. So over there always seems to be very solid, right? Because Henderson understands the game, Mane covers, and Robertson is a very good defender. So on our left side, it's always very sturdy. But on the right side, where we call it now, Manchester United couple 2-3 years ago beat us with that with Rashford. They targeted Alexander Arnold. So those are the things that when you look at, we just have to make adjustment and keep pushing.
Well said, well said. Well, there you have it. Jiggy clap out. Him now have no patience.
Clap out. Yeah, clap out, definitely.
Enough about Liverpool's let's
move on. Yeah.
The other games. Manchester United, them win, right? 1-0.
Yeah, who them play again? Sunday them play. Yeah, them play actually I watched that game. West Ham.
One goal, right? One goal?
Yeah, Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Ugly game for me.
Me I watch the game. Well, me did not vehicle. Me I watch a little bit of it and me drop asleep. Just like the Chelsea game.
You know.
Me always drop asleep on Man U game them. Me don't know why.
I was disappointed in West Ham. You know, they brought on Lanzini and the other youth there. They brought him on and they were playing this brilliant, beautiful football, but side to side, right? No penetration. And when they do get into the 18, nobody's kicking the ball, right? And that is something that I like with Greenwood, Daniel James, and Liverpool new signing, right? That we took from was it Jota? We took from Wolves. When those players see the goal, they just kick the ball, right? And me as a fan, as a football fan, I like that kind of football. When you see the goal, kick the ball. West Ham are playing all this side-to-side football. They didn't kick one shot on target the entire game. And I'm there and I'm watching the game and I'm like, they have all this possession around Manchester United's 18-yard box.
Yeah.
Antonio is working hard, right? The Antonio who wants to come and play for JFF, which I think he's going to, the way he plays, when Jamaica, I'm going to say Jamaica is going to the World Cup. Jamaica will make it to the World Cup, right?
Yeah. We support that.
European team, we're going to need a player like Antonio.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to need, regardless of what you think of him, we're going to need Antonio in our team.
I think he's 4 years late, but we can use him.
The physicality, no other, we don't have any other player. Nicholson is not as physical as Anthony. You know, if we
don't work as hard either.
Well, I wouldn't say that, you know, but Nicholson's movement is unbelievable.
Yeah, true.
It's unbelievable for a young player, right? So we have to give him his opportunity. So if they're going to play 1 and 2 as a forward for JFF, well, I don't want to digress from what we're discussing, but you know, I have to bring up Antonio.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk a little bit about the Reggae Boys because
if they're going to play together, But back to the West Ham, it was a boring game, you know, because I think that West Ham didn't do enough. They bounced the ball around the 18. But they weren't kicking the shots at goal, and which is just, to me, is just ridiculous. You know, once you kick the ball, right? Keeper, you can have a deflection. The keeper can drop the ball. Keeper can make mistake, kick the ball. You know, and the coach should have been disappointed with the effort. Actually,
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, me never watch the game. I can't speak extended funny, but yeah, you know, for Man U, even though you know, say them a message me in my inbox and say, oh, me not discuss Manchester United when them win. You know,
well, them win, yeah, but it was a couple game. It was a couple / boring game, you know.
When they beat City, me never do no review. I mean, I tell them, say they message me and I beat my bad say, oh, me not cover them game when them beat City, the top team, and one bag of thing.
Well, I have to be honest, I always want Manchester United to lose, but they are winning, right? They are winning. They are winning shot of the trophy, and you have to be honest, they are getting the job done.
Yeah, that's them props, because just as you hate them just as much, but even boring football and them now them a find a way for winning the game, man. I forget them that,
Yeah,
someone on the blog and half of the blog before the season start, all not good, but see the man have them in a second place there. So
now, before the season, as I said on the blog, that I have the talent they had. They have added more talent, Cavani, and this since the start of the season. But the talent they had looked like they had enough talent to challenge for the title, which they are doing. I think they're 12 points off with 10 games to go, however it is. I don't want to make up anything, but that's 30 points right there for 10 games. So, I mean, I thought the talent was good enough, and they are playing well. Even though some of the games are ugly, and unwatchable, but what can I say? They're winning, and they're in front of my Liverpool, so I can't come here and be biased.
hold on, Jiggy. Greg just messaged me.
Yo, tell Greg, just click for the link.
Greg said I have issue for join. So I'm gonna send him a next.
Yeah, send him a link there.
All right. So. Yeah. All right, send. Yeah, so that's it for Manu. Other games, who else play? Let's see more. Brighton. No, not Brighton. No result. Leicester. 5. How much Sheffield 5-0?
That was expected.
Yeah, because Sheffield been poor.
Well, what's his name? Chris Wilder, that's his name. So he left the club. He left the club a week ago, right? But the week prior to that, he had basically came out and ripped some of the players. It was a bit controversial, right? Some of the things that some of them should leave and he doesn't want them and all kind of stuff he said. So when he left the club abruptly, and he's been with the club 5-6 years, he brought them up from the Premier League. They played well. They played well last year, right? Yeah. Very well last year, and this year they can't buy a goal, right? But when you look at it, all these teams, all the other teams invested. All right, West Ham went out and got players. Leicester City went out and got players. Wolves, even though they're not doing as good as they want, they went out and got players. Aston Villa went out and got, like they came in the league last year, $100 million spent on players. They said, okay, those players are not good enough. Aston Villa, they bought more players. Fulham revamped their team, got more players, right? Mm-hmm. Sheffield had to go, they got Ryan Brewster, but they're not playing the kid. And then they don't play enough offensive football for the kid to really even do anything. So even with a case like Ryan Brewster, I'm very disappointed that his representative allowed him to even go to Sheffield. Right? That team, no, it's true. The team doesn't play football, doesn't play offensive football. But yo,
I tell it me on from my phone, but not my laptop. This doesn't make sense.
Your laptop probably have virus.
Yo, bro, you couldn't use some hair darkening before you fought for the live.
Have a show me experience.
I the wisdom, you know. Yo, anyway, the Leicester City and Sheffield game, you know. You see it. So that's right. Yeah, so basically I was saying that I am disappointed that Ryan Brewster's representative allowed him to go to Sheffield United when they don't play offensive football. And not only that, they don't even play the kid. You know?
But I think him just to try get game for the youth, because remember after the FA Cup, like Klopp did punish the youth. So like them just did want get him out. Was not the FA Cup, the community shield, right?
Community shield. Penalty.
Yeah.
right? But he didn't play the whole game. Klopp put him on to take the penalty. He took the penalty. That's Klopp's fault still. For bringing in a 19-year-old young player, just to kick a penalty. That's Klopp. We have to be honest. But when I look at it still, if I am someone's representative, I'm saying, what is the best interest of my client? And I look at Sheffield United, and I look for the last 2 years. They don't score goals. Why would I say, okay, you were at Swansea last year, scored 16 goals. Now I'm going to sell it to Sheffield. We're going to agree to a sale to go to Sheffield. To me, that's ridiculous. That was a ridiculous sign.
But Jiggy, I disagree with you on him going to Sheffield, but you say Sheffield never play attacking football. Last season they did.
No, they were aggressive in closing down players, but they never scored tons of goals. I don't even think Norwood or Mustafa or any of those guys are double digits. I don't remember that.
Probably them never score. Yeah, them never score but because they never have a striker like that. The strikers them when they have a whole English league kind of striker, them Billy Sharp and McGoldrick and them brother they score.
Same
yes, so probably that's why the coach should go out and get Brewster, because they were a possession team last season.
Yeah.
And you used to possess the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm surprised them play like this season.
Well,
me they look at it and I say, all right, them get a goal scorer, them go do better, but
Sheffield can't even score against the worst teams in the league. They can't score against West Ham.
They're the worst team.
No, they are, but they're so bad. Their offense is so bad that they can't score against a Fulham or West Ham. No, not West Ham. A Fulham or West Brom or any of these players. Huh?
Mine are this Fulham. Me tell JR for one of the show them and say, yo, Fulham dog, me love how Fulham play. They just can't get together, but love how Fulham play. And see them finally start get some wins, More of them stay up.
Yeah, more of them stay up to me. Say that for Alan.
It's going to be very difficult. Where are they? Where are they now?
Oh, probably second to last.
I think them 17.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult because I think whoever is sitting, it's Burnley in front of them by a couple points. It's going to be Burnley. We know Burnley are giant killers for many years. So if Burnley need a win, and even if a Manchester City them go up against, you can say, okay, if Burnley need the 3 points, they'll go and get it. Because that's how they have been coached all these years.
Fulham start the better after the transfer window close and them getting them players. And them stop play a favorite player too. That's why them stop concede so much goal.
Oh yeah?
Michael Hector.
Michael Hector. Listen, Michael, like if you ever watch this.
Who's favorite player?
Jiggy.
Michael, if you ever watch this Michael Hector, anybody say this, bro, God bless you and your family, but stop play football, bro. Honestly.
No, man, not that bad, man.
No, man. Me have to pray for you. Me write the name. Me write the name on that paper, yeah. And me have to pray for you and your family. Like you go to church and become a pastor, but stop play football, bro. No, man. No, man. That's cool, man. Yo, Whitmore.
Jamaica just use the youth at the wrong spot. He's not a central midfielder. And that make him look bad when he play for Jamaica.
No, Greg. Nana make him not look bad when he play centre back. Damian Lowe cover him up. Just like Occasion used to make.
No, man, but the first time I see Nana Lowe never play centre back then.
All right, take that.
All right, let's get to the game. Let's get to the game.
Don't I make picks?
No, we are cover the game them first. Let's finish the games first. Burnley 2, Everton 1.
Oh, I think you say I make picks.
Well, we can do that later. If you want.
But you just say Burnley 2, Everton 1. Make up your mind, bro.
Cover the results, Greg.
Cover results.
Oh, this past weekend games?
Yeah.
Yo, because say it already still, I'm saying Burnley and giant killers. Well, I'm not going to call Everton a giant, but Everton needed that game to fight for the top 4. That is what Ancelotti is there for.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what he's there for. Why did they pay them all that money to bring them into the top 4 to go play Champions League? It's not to play Europa.
Yeah, me say this too. One of my brethren, I'm not gonna say this again. Everton struggle without Ames. Them can't find goal. Goal very hard to find when him not play. And Alan, I don't think Alan played a game there.
I thought he played.
Alan play?
So hold on. So only they Burnley game and on just there Leicester Sheffield. Leicester and Sheffield are Sunday game. You know?
Brother, we're not going to order. We just go over a game them, Greg.
Oh, okay. My bad. Oh, yes. So if Alan
Yeah,
play
man, Alan
this
played, man.
Saturday,
Alan played,
yeah.
bro. Remember that game, there, man. He might tackle somebody. Alan played, bro.
Oh.
Alan play, but Mr. Iwobi, Shane Ball.
Hey, I wonder if Everton have a receipt.
40. What if you 40 million?
Can't return. I think I turned something.
Listen. Arsenal. I know that Arsenal fans have criticized Arsenal, but Arsenal is a thieving club. No, Arsenal a thieving club. Arsenal will sell Iobi for 40 million. And we sell Everton Iobi for 40 million. And we sell wheat. Actually, Chevrolet for 40 million.
then after money we have a couple of years ago and get Van Persie for 24.
No, hold on. How is that possible? Like how Liverpool management evaluate Axe and say, we're gonna give you $40 million for Axe. Motherfucker, my 45. They give you $40 million for Axe.
Hey, Jiggy, it's fair because you should have sold Suarez for 40 million. So it's only fair.
Me would not pay 15 million for Axe, not IOB. I would not. When remember I said on the blog, you know, when me said they said 40 million. Who was at the club? One of my favorite coaches at the club. We forgot the name of the coach. Right? He used to coach the team they were Roberts to come from Liverpool. Huddersfield, I think. No, not Huddersfield. Hull City. The coach used to coach. Yeah, no, the coach who used to coach Hull City, he left Hull City and then went to try and coach Marco Silva. Who was the coach before Ancelotti?
Oh, I not all him went there. Watford.
No, man.
Watford coach. Watford coach.
Man. Hull City Robertson come from.
Yeah, Robertson come from Hull, but
yeah,
no,
man.
but we are talking about Marco Silva. No,
Marco Silva. No,
Watford,
man.
Marco Silva did it.
Watford him there? Or Hull City?
I think it's Watford.
And Watford did do good.
So he left that club and he went to Everton. And one of his first buys was Iobi. And I'm like,
I buy Iobi?
I buy over 40 million. His first winger. He said he need a winger.
Good coach. I like him.
He needed a winger to play alongside the Brazilian youth, right? And he buy Iobi. And I'm like, Iobi has never scored goals.
I would start him a coach now. And if he want to educate and throw it up.
That's why he's not coaching, right? Iobi has never scored 5 goals as a winger. And you buy for 40 million. Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
Why we not add Shane to this? Because Shane feel like Arsenal fans that.
Well, what we do next? Next one? It don't allow me for the 3 right now. When we do next one, me add him.
Okay, guy dog feel like I said, boy, we treat it will be bad. You know, you say Arsenal fans, we act like it will be on a ball and.
No man,
it will be coming like Nathan Redman, man.
No man, Redman better. Sorry.
Wait.
The first game. This is the first game. Leeds, Chelsea.
That game in draw, no?
Hilal.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. Listen,
that was a Walking's game.
Boring.
You know what? Achoo Bamford get hurt, man.
Yes, he got hurt early, but
Bamford never get hurt. Chelsea did because before him get hurt, them did a no, they never had pressure. Chelsea have the ball, but anytime Leeds get it, they always look dangerous. Before Bamford have to come off, but from Bamford have to come off of the field, it just changed.
That's not new with Chelsea. When you're watching Chelsea, you think Chelsea are going to play the team off of the park. Remember the first 10 minutes in the Manchester United game. I think Chelsea are going to play Man U off of the park. Or is it going to be a next case where Chelsea have the ball and Man U give them 3 again and me end up drop asleep on that game later? So I guess I don't know that Chelsea.
How I look at Chelsea is that the league will be in trouble whenever Chelsea get a good number 9.
Yeah, I said that already.
Because Chelsea
You
created.
remember if you go back and watch when the Premier League just a start, I say me never worry about Chelsea then. But what me did fear most is Lampard build a giant team. He might go get fired and a better coach will come in, and that's when
But even with Tuchel, they're not scoring 4 or 5 goals either. But I'm saying to you that the whole league got in trouble when they get a good number 9.
How much are them out there though?
No, well, Chelsea. But the thing about Chelsea, Greg, is that their owner is one of the owners who is willing to pay anything for it.
Yeah, but
it's not a Liverpool.
I two of them out there. And City want one.
Yeah, so but they will pay for it. So it's not a Liverpool owner or Arsenal who say, "Oh, we're not gonna pay 40 million or whatever." The Chelsea owner pay 80. Them pay Havertz 100 million or 90 million, and he's not no prolific nothing.
Funny when I talk about him, because Tuchel can go use him as a 9 next game. And him can play there, because at Leverkusen last year, Leverkusen coach used him as a 9 quite a few games, and him score a whole heap of goals playing the 9.
Yes, but
I mean, we don't know about him and manage the number 9 position in English league, but he's a goal scorer.
That was my thought.
Me no want to cut you, but guys, remember, this is the Premier League. It proved it. What you mean?
Me no respond. Me no silent. Oh, this one.
Yeah. So if him can play a number 9 elsewhere, necessarily means that him can do it in the Premier League.
All right. So before Greg said that this is the Premier League and I don't know if he can manage it. What my thought was that it's similar, but I wanted to remind you that Havertz said like a month after he fouled into the Premier League that it's totally different. Even he looked like
Timo did say that.
Timo said that?
Yeah, man.
Oh, me no want to call the right person.
Yeah,
defender them faster and bigger than Germany.
And them strong.
Right? So I'm going to take Havertz and I'm going to put him up there so to play against defenders.
A young Ozil. That's all it is, a younger Ozil.
Right?
I'm probably looking at Carla too.
He's gonna feel some pain playing in number 9. Is he?
But if me and them, me not give up on team over and I still not dog. Me just feel like, all right, you feel like how Pepe start get some goals and you see some trouble. Me feel so anytime team start score my. That's why the game where I think them win a game the 1-0. I don't remember who kicked the penalty. I say, if me I coach, even though they need the win, I give him the penalty. Give him some confidence,
Yeah.
I'm first. You stupid enough to write him off. I'm first.
Bojo, this is the English league.
You forget.
Hard for recover. Torres, I went to hat it.
You forget. Used to the pain. When man kick you when you play that position where that player, it bothers him. It's obvious him, but he's afraid, right? Because these goals that he was scoring in Germany, him forward the EPL and I missed them little goal there. I'm afraid. We watch him at Germany in the EPL now, and the sit of them when he used to score, him now score them. I'm afraid, and him come and tell me, so I'm afraid.
True. You're right, Jiggy. When he make that speech, you can't say he get to him mentally. When him come out and make the speech, say boy, it hard that the defender them bigger, stronger, faster. You can't say mentally he get to him already. And that make him miss them sit at the cause he scored some brilliant goals at Germany, And the man I miss, boy.
Yeah.
I'll put you that score them.
If a man went forward and say, they feel them bad or something, which would have be a lie, right? So they feel them worse than Germany. Then we can say, all right, maybe something will stop you from scoring them because sit here. but afraid him afraid, bro. Like if you defend the tackle and drop on you and give your elbow and knee and nothing. Him afraid of the pain. They afraid of what's coming for him in the Premier League. And so he got crunching tackles, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have so much red card every week. You know, these things happen. He must get used to it, else he's gonna be out of there.
He lucky enough he scare Hill and John Terry. That's
I've heard it.
Yeah, speaking about that, who is the defender like that now in the Premier League?
Gabriel, not bad.
Him not tackle like that.
Mings
But
and
you can't even tackle now. You can't even tackle nowadays. You can't even touch a man nowadays. The game change, yo.
No, but what you want to that?
So, the only eyeglass who left right now in the league.
You can't tackle somebody.
Colombian for Tottenham Spurs, for Tottenham.
Sanchez.
I only eyeglass left in the league right now. Everybody has a soft defender if you really think about it.
No man, Mings, you look serious, man.
Yeah, Mings so.
Mings,
you know what? He's not reckless. He's very good though. The Manchester City defender who did us bought. He's an old school type of defender. Yes. He's an old school type of defender. Yeah. Right? But he's not reckless. He's very smart and no position football. But Sanchez
about by box yes.
Yeah. By take a crown. But the coach, I don't know, man. I still think their Manchester United best pairing is Bailly and Maguire.
You know, it's different than me here though, and if more as a striker, when I play against him right now in the league, Rudiger. Whenever I notice the things that my Rudiger do that, Rudiger get on the attack them skin in my youth.
True.
The man are nine dog. The man do some things when he feels sometimes. Like he know how to get the striker them out of the game.
Yeah, I miss good defending in football or in the NBA. You know, it's like these young people want to get rid of this part of the sport, you know? Like really, when I look on defender, Ferdinands of the world, the Yapstams of the world, all these defenders when they're crunching, you know, say I don't play games you play. Right? John Terry and all these things. Right?
Alright. Make a move on. Palace 1, West Brom 0. Return of Zaha 3 points in Palace.
I would have win the penalty.
The penalty when you push out the hand.
I know.
Captain, why me Melanovic step up and bury it as usual? The man don't miss the spot, you know.
No, let's talk about that game, bro. You have a next game?
Yeah, man. For real, man.
Good, Ellery.
I mean, the only thing me disappointed West Brom never get to it because me like how them played. Them not perform too bad. But me like a few of them play them. I probably actually the
Just a period.
All right.
Pereira, Maitland Niles.
Wait, let's be honest. When I was watching the game, I did say on the blog that I don't see one Premier League baller on West Brom team.
Pereira, baller.
No, man. Who am I play for?
Palace, Newcastle. Sheffield.
All right. Much not if you talk about that.
Before you go any further with that, or before you leave off again, Maitland Niles. Did Jamaica approach him or no?
Southgate cap him.
No, wasn't that friendly?
No, man.
You play a competitive game?
Yeah.
You talk about the Nations League. Is that considered friendlies or what?
No, Nation League. No, Nation League.
A Nation League you play now.
No, Nation League. No, Nation League are not friendly.
Again, man, him play.
Nation League code. Okay.
Because Europe would have said them are going to remove some of my friend of them and use Nation League as
and then that would help with the seeding when it comes to Euro and World Cup qualifying. So yeah, Nation League considered a competitive game.
And Nation League playing them on.
Oh, I may think of friendly play. Who else? He went call Calvin Phillips too.
Yeah, the
But
youth and yeah, man.
we don't
I
have
had said that is Jamaican Premier League playing right now?
No.
No.
Look like
Okay. Yes, because so here's my question with the JFF now. So if Jamaican Premier League is not playing, how are we going to supply our team with ballers?
I think they call Cam.
Cam start must it today.
But 15 names, Messi.
Bro, so what were those players doing over the last 5 or 6 months?
Sit down, right?
Come on, man. Those players you can't just take up a player 6 months not playing a competitive football, really, except a player pick up scrimmage and put them on national stage. All our ballers probably have come from overseas.
Yeah,
so
but
that's why we say that this pandemic probably mashed up our whole generation of Jamaican ballers. Because how can we use the local based players if they haven't played football since last year?
It did, but in our honesty, Jiggy, my honest opinion, I think probably 3 or 4 names off of that list I got eventually make the trip.
It's going to be all overseas based players.
Basically.
Which there's nothing you can do about it. It's unfortunate, you know.
Good thing about it, still quite a few of the overseas players them are local born.
Yeah.
You know, I know through naturalization, them go able to play a local band, so too bad. Anyway, I'm gonna start talking about this because that go take about 2 hours. Cause me have whole heap more to talk about with that.
Yeah, we can do a different stream for that.
Tomorrow.
We nearly call them champions, but Manchester City and Fulham. Easy walk in the park. 3-0.
You know, I'm not see the game.
Yeah. I never really watch the game either.
Did that watch it on and off?
Yeah, I never expect Fulham to get 3 still because they were playing well over the last whole number of games. And what they do to Liverpool defensively, I expected them to put up a better defensive fight than 3.
How did you give us?
But that's how you go.
Man City are play upon different level now, Jiggy.
Yeah, Liverpool are still my side, but if you mention them, inject them and everything,
Jiggy, right now, Norwich they line up to play Liverpool, and then reach back a league game.
Hey, they better not play the game on Anfield. Let's go loads. Moving on. Brighton Southampton 2-1 Brighton.
You know, I say early 19th, me and Jared was sure I pick Brighton for win. Because Southampton play better than them. I'm say dog, it's a derby game. You can never count out Brighton in a game. No care how bad them are play. It would have come like Liverpool and Everton. No care how poor Everton are. Anytime they see Liverpool, they step up. Even if them now, them go step up them game. So I'm not surprised that Brighton beat them. You know? My biggest issue with Brighton is you need a striker. Dog. If a team they get a striker, it's like what West Ham are doing now, the middle of the table, I try challenge for Europe spot. Me can't see Brighton doing that.
There's 2 players on that team I think can play for any team in the league. Mape and Trossard.
So I'm the Lamptey.
I think both of those players can go. Mape, they can sit on the bench or play for any team in the league. Manchester City doesn't matter. Trossard is very good.
Mape.
Trossard is good for finishing for me.
No, I am surprised that Trossard is still at Brighton. But let me tell you this. I would want Pottinger at my club as a coach. Right? He just doesn't. The only problem with Brighton is that he doesn't have the talent in the midfield and the defense to compete. But they create opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And they just don't have the finishers. When they have them, the Connolly too. Connolly, that's his name?
2 buck foul. I don't know how you call Mape.
No, man, Mape.
If you tell me pick 2 ball off a right, Bissouma and Trossard.
How many men have Bissouma? But Bissouma just flowed last year still. Right? So I have to give him another year to say, yeah, you're consistent and you can play this. End of last season, him start for really bounce ball. Bissouma for Brighton.
All right.
So I found out and say, yo, this man can go play for any team right now when him not giving that in the whole season yet.
All right. Watch you now. Uno pick Mope and Trossard and but watch here. One player from Brighton team what can fit in a both on a team right now. Lamptey can play right back for Liverpool and Arsenal right now.
Yeah, if he can stay fit.
He can't play for nobody, man.
That's the
Man,
only reason why I'm gonna pick him.
the man is like a glass, bro.
Yeah, for somebody so young already have all these injury problems, it don't look good.
Well, is Lamptey African? Me don't want to start a stereotype, you know.
Yeah. African background, but England U team in play.
Him roots, but him can.
I try remember which West African.
Him national team call him now, and him actually reject it, you know, for all out to England, you know.
No, if you go on, man. If you go on.
Remember which country, but him actually try all out for England.
They like how they ambitious, but some of them figure play for their country, man.
So I put yourself on. So you have Trent Augusta. Actually, I don't know about that.
Trent
Wan-Bissaka has played lovely football over the last 15 or so games, right? And I never had Wan-Bissaka making the team, you know. I had Trent, Reese, and what the name of the white youth who them just banned for like 10 weeks.
No man, he come back. And he ain't white.
He ain't white? The white youth for Atletico.
He's shade complexion. Trippier. He come back. I think last week he come back.
I had Trippier starting because I him when I start, right? Trippier when I have to start for England over both Alexander and Reese Nelson and Reese, the youth from Reese James, the youth from Chelsea.
Add Kyle Walker to that list.
And well, I don't know if Kyle Walker.
Experience.
Right? No, yes, but we know say to me, Southgate might carry 5 right back, and we know say same go on, right?
But Jiggy, Trent now go play right back, brother. He probably go play wing.
The last couple games, no 2 right back Southgate play with in the game. The last couple games he played 2 right back, right? So, but Wan-Bissaka has come on so much with his game that now I'm thinking that he's forcing his way in. He's the best. He and Trippier are the 2 best defensive right backs England have. Him and Trippier. Then you have Reese and then Trent. Trent are the worst defensive, right? So we know say Trent is going to work up. Him are the only one to show off.
Yeah, Reese is a beast.
Huh?
Reese James is a beast, you know.
Yeah, but he had some poor run of games recently, you know. So I don't know, you know. So it's kind of hard for me to pick right now who is going to be the 2, maybe even 3 right back going to Euros with England, right? And I'm just disappointed that Justin got injured because he was playing the best. Even though Greg told me that he's a right back, but he's been playing the best as a left back in the league to me before he got injured. For Leicester City.
Him would have the perfect use to play for them.
Yes. So
that thing when you use Trippier when you use as the left back when him bring the 3 right back them. Or when he play the 2 right back. He have Trippier play left back. But them left back them have play better now anyway. But let me ask you, who know that start? Cresswell or Chilwell? To me, Cresswell is a better defender.
You mean for England?
Yeah.
And Luke Shaw will start, man.
Oh shit, man, I remember him.
Yeah, man. Luke Shaw take back in game.
Luke Shaw probably a laugh after Moreno, you know, I call him.
Yeah, well, him lose some weight, bro. We have to be honest, you know.
No, man, Luke Shaw me still a same build, you know.
No, man, him lose some weight means he stop me fry food at night time, man. You know what I'm saying?
The last game, the big game, the North London Darby.
Well, I'm going to change my jersey. I'm going to change my jersey and come back.
Oh, I forgot to them Arsenal win it, no?
Mr. David, I'll do prediction and predict Tottenham for beat. I mean, I say, he's a brave man. You shouldn't have you play for money.
At the Emirates?
I'm not surprised.
Honestly,
Not some,
me did concern before the game, because I never know which team we are go put out there. As in which team are gonna take the field, what mindset. But from me see the game start and me see how we are play, even when them score, me never did afraid.
I
The,
never worry
the,
about mindset. Go on, Jiggy.
the young players for Arsenal played very well. And I have to put this loss squarely on Jose Mourinho. I don't mean to beat a dead donkey, but but the brother fouled out, and that was a negative game, bro. Like if if when they went down to 10 and 10 minutes is left, that's when Tottenham said, "Oh, let's go play football and start bunks football with 10 men." So the question is, why you're not doing that when you have 11 men? When Gareth Bale is on the field, when Kane is on the field, Song is on the field, why are you not doing that? Why are you being so timid against an outfit? It's not like Arsenal have the best defense, right? Make an open game, win the game 4-3 or 5-3 or something. Don't sit back and lose 2-1 because of a penalty, a controversial penalty. That was a ridiculous game by Jose Mourinho.
But so, I never worried about the mindset of the players. I was worried about the actual 11 when they go put out there. But from Mrs. Bellerin at the palm I feel, I'm say, yes, God, there is a God. You see me? When you start Bellerin, when you start William, funny enough, you know, when you put on William to midfield, we start drop off too much, you know. Because Smith Road, at least I take the ball to Tottenham defenders. William come up on the field, I mean, I don't know why he come on, but when he come on, we start under our holding pressure.
Hey, well, I bit of cut you. You know what's a busy one thing post online them say Arteta is most thoughtful manager because Tottenham have 10 and him put on Willian.
Yeah, man. Yo,
But
if I was an Arsenal fan, you know, I wouldn't take the only thing I would take Jai is in the 3 points because Tottenham never foul for player. So me not even know how we can judge that game, you know.
no, but earlier in the season at them stadium where them beat you, 2-0 them beat with.
2-0, yeah.
I see them where them play. But then decide to sit back and catch you on the counter. The only difference then was a son and how would it depend on
Bale never play because Bale did still a fight.
Bale never played. And I mean, I remember if Tierney did play for we. I remember if Tierney played.
No, I think I'm part to get injured in that game there.
Yeah, but Tierney take Bale and put him in the pocket this game. You see me? But what them start do but wrong from the other day, yes, you know, they might try to get Bale incorporated in the team, you know, making get back in confidence. But they start go away from Son. They not include Son in the attack them as much as them used to. And that I feel like that kill him in our game because before Son get injured, before he make that run with the ball, Son never did see the ball. Son was more the focus on defending. You see me? So I feel like that's one of the biggest problem. And we need faith boy Lucas Moura, my youth. I don't know how the youth never end up on one bigger team than Tottenham. The man had trouble that every time he pick up the balls Sunday. They get nervous.
He's skill bad man.
Yeah, man. One of the best people I know there now.
If he
no, have much
you have to finish. You have to finish, bro.
Greg,
if you
like
Greg,
in your Argentina shirt, how about scoring probably one of the goal of the season and get red card?
Lamela.
What never see me message in the group when the man come up on the field.
No.
I go tag you in the message Sunday. Friend the man come up on the field, Mr. Lamela to get a red card. That's a given. Lamela that. The man there him too ignorant that. He don't know how to calm himself. And worse is a derby game is like he thinks him have something extra to prove. Which he didn't. You know, because Mourinho don't rate him already. Mourinho rate him more than enough for the ball of them because he is a fighter. And that's why Mourinho like him.
Well, I think that Lamela in training is probably the best player in training. So the coaches, every coach he play with, always give him opportunity. But Lamela should be scoring more goals, man. And the man if you average at least 10 goals and 5 assists every single year. He's too skillful too intelligent of a baller not to be scoring more goals. It's unbelievable.
When the man left Roma for the English league, and I said, all right, hopefully that you can be a replacement for Di Maria. That's how much me did rate him. But it was just a hatchet dog. You know, you now get 10 straight games from him and him not suspended. I don't feel kind of game. Just now gonna happen. You know. But Mourinho did have a good squad out the Sunday dog. I don't know why he tell them. The man will have a good squad out the Sunday. He go with the two attacking fullback them in regular and Doherty.
Hey,
You know,
you see, you see, Tierney of my boy the pan Ross.
Yeah. Oh, Doherty.
Yeah.
Or Alderweireld. Oh,
Doherty, man.
Yeah, we are moving to a prediction.
All right, it's not a lot of games I play this weekend, you know. Thing there. Villa, Everton cancel, Spurs and Southampton cancel. You have Fulham, Leeds.
May write down my prediction then.
Spurs and Southampton cancel?
Huh?
Spurs and Southampton cancel?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That's the upper tell me say right now.
May I say Friday game Fulham Leeds. May I say 3-2 Fulham.
Oh, Southampton have
3-2 Fulham?
What the hell?
3-2 Fulham.
No,
Southampton. Where's the Southampton?
In Bojo?
Hmm?
My upper show me that Tottenham play Villa. Because Southampton have FA Cup game.
Oh, that's why it put off.
Yeah, so it's Tottenham play Villa Sunday. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, we see just at all. Tottenham play Villa Sunday.
Alright, we'll come out for this.
Oh, so three games alone play weekend then? No, Brighton play Newcastle.
4 games.
4 games. So I still 4 games. I'm still 4 games.
It's a 3-2 Fulham.
3-2 Fulham.
That's our
A Cottage the match play, right?
Yes, it looks like a Kieran Cottage.
yes, Craven Cottage. But you know, crowd not in a stadium, so I won't feel no matter. Just ask Liverpool.
Huh?
Just ask Liverpool. No crowd not in a stadium, home field not really matter right now. Just ask Liverpool. But I want if Bamford fit.
Yeah, where pick?
You said 2-1 Fulham. I think Fulham at home, Fulham should have win.
May I try and figure out if
No,
Bamford.
Costa, what name? Elder Costa, whatever I'm a player.
Shane Bala.
I think they use a striker, man. It's Spaniard. Rodrigo. May I go Leeds 3-1. Don't no sense.
Leeds 3-1.
Yes, sir.
What?
Eh?
Why you Manchester City barely score 3 and Fulham and Leeds 3?
Me say Leeds 3-1. Rafinha.
All right.
Brighton and Newcastle. 2-1. Brighton.
Team. Yes, a 2-1.
I'm going to peg Brighton for continue on with their winning ways. 2-1 Brighton. Newcastle struggle to score.
1-0. 1-0 Brighton. Newcastle under pressure. No, Callum Wilson.
You don't feel like the great Joelinton, the great Brazilian Joelinton.
No, Callum Wilson no goal for Newcastle.
How is that brother Brazilian, man?
No, listen, in Joelinton, no man, is an English baller that man, English name that. A mistake. His father gave him jacket, give him a jacket, man.
Chano, and if Almirana come back, I want to pick Newcastle in the cards. A relegation battle there. Newcastle come out, come fight.
Wait,
That's
Saint
1-1.
1-1.
Saint Maxim did hurt last game. No, I play 1-1 for me that game.
Where's that play?
Sunday.
Where's some Arsenal?
Whoa. That a rice and peas. I don't time for that yet. Villa Tottenham.
1-1.
What? Could I see me as a Grealish change for last week, you know? Grealish back, you know?
1-1.
Marino have something to prove, though.
He might fall out. He might do the same thing.
He must have
Grealish a player, and he might defend. He might defend the whole game.
Villa Park.
Yeah.
Villa.
And no song. Villa hold them in a brother. Jai, no.
1-1.
No sons. And he might bench Kane.
In my bench, you take out my word in the 68th minute.
Kane.
No, Bill.
I mean, Bale. Bale, I'm saying. I don't know why I say Kane. He might bench Bale and Son are available. Villa to Tottenham. Where you pick Wood?
1-0.
Villa.
Yeah.
Awesome. Villa not joining the game there.
1-0. What?
No game I won.
Mings are hold them out you. That's what I'm telling you. A Martinez clean sheet. Villa take. Who that?
You know, say, hold on there. Let me change my pick. Tottenham to Villa 1. Harry Kane kill them. Tottenham to Villa 1. So I have Tottenham a win. I have Leeds a win, and I have the Brighton game a draw. Alright. But Jiggy, what you pick? Pick Tottenham game?
Draw.
1-1.
It's a smart pick. I'm both just a 1-0. Alright. West Ham hosting Arsenal, London Stadium.
2-0. West Ham.
What Kush said? Dead boy and dead girl.
Jesse Lingard and Soucek. I'm going to write down all the name them too. Lingard and Soucek.
Yeah, I'm serious, not afraid I won't Lingard.
Yo, you're mad. A one team score more than 2 goals per week, you know, and a City, you know.
Lingard and Soucek. Lingard, he might go upset in the last game.
Party, I kick that.
Mad.
All right.
Soucek me fear, but hopefully he play Gabriel.
2-1 Gunners.
Me go 2-1 Gunners. So Man United, who have a better offense than Uno by like how much? By about 15 goals.
We're not business about that.
Couldn't score against this West Ham defense at all.
We're not business about that.
And Uno go down there with Bama, who hate the coach. And Uno go score. No, Uno not go score.
But your Bama
2-1.
Me say Uno not score nothing down the man.
2-1.
Lingard and Soucek. Well, motherfucker, if I go and talk, I say a 3-0 and put Bowen. I put Bowen next to him, just in case.
So, talk over more, man.
Bowen.
In credit can't run out. That just get full into my chat.
See there?
But what you pick? You pick already?
2-1.
Oh, 2-1?
2-0, but you know after like give up a goal. Me say 2-1.
Oh, you can't quote, man. 3-1. Arsenal 3 West Ham 1. Yeah, Jiggy, yeah, right. And I want to me a drink.
No, I want a drink. I want you to put it on that. When last Arsenal score 3 goals in the Premier League?
Part in water. Eh?
When last score 3?
Well, I start scoring on Sunday Ghana 2 times. We hit the pool. The Wolves game with us about 4 chances. The game before that was Saka missed 3 first half. I will play that game. I think we lose our draw. Oh, the Burnley game, I will draw. Saka missed 3 first half and Pepe come miss 2. We're afraid the chances them, man. Not trust the process. The coach seems like he have something going on.
At the end of the game, Arsenal Fan TV will be upset again. All the fans is upset. Matter of fact, I'll call in and go on Arsenal Fan TV and talk to them.
Jiggy, bookmark this, write it down, record it, screenshot the voice note, anything where you want. I look on the schedule about 2 weeks ago, the man showed me his schedule. And the only team on it, I feel like we're not confident of 3 points against, is Chelsea. You say Alfonso 3 points? Yeah, wait, that's the number. You know,
Yo, Klopp, you should team should play with earlier. It's the Klopp change up team back now. He put back in the field and the way they're
No
supposed to
worry,
go.
Fabinho too injured again. No
Right?
worry.
Oh, Yahoo.
A Chelsea alone finalist them fear, and because them have the players.
Too
And I
late.
think they will throw them up play, but they have the players there.
Klopp finally got off his high horse and said, you know what, let's put back the players where they play. And then right now, I'll go towards with the Champions League. Watch that. Watch.
Yo, had a mistake the Pep make last year too, you know, when he have Fernandinho and Rodri they play centre back.
Yes.
And I style John Stones them. You know?
Yeah.
I see a mistake he make for real.
Right.
Make defenders play in a defense, man.
Make the defenders play.
Me say nothing about that because if me have a team, I mean, other than the past the last 10 games, me never rate a bone in a John Stones. So him approve me wrong right now. John Pebble, matter of fact.
Well, it took a while to adjust to when he was at Everton, he was good.
Exactly.
He played decent.
He took a while to adjust to what Pep wanted him to do.
He played decent.
That's not the only problem. Pep wanted him to be a ball playing defender.
When him got Everton play champion football with Martinez.
Yeah, clear ball.
One next that coach at Belgium now we not have him coaching, you know. Until man
that. Europe is going to be one of the best Europes we have seen because there's so many great players. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, they have to play a perfect game and then see Hazard not play whole year because him fat and injured, you know.
Hazard fat like Greg Bayot.
Right, the man get one run out, and injure himself. How is that possible? Right? Even he eats some bagel before he go on the field and then go run and say, oh, maybe done again for 4 weeks. Come on, man.
The man got Spain where they might this whole heap of white name, paella. So they call the things are looking thing.
What's the Spain national dish? Let me look it up.
Them love paella down there, man. So they come like you might eat a whole heap of paella. You know? I remember saying them take break at daytime about 2 o'clock.
Paella, yes. Well, I mean, I know.
Anyway, on the one chit chat a little basketball or do that stream tomorrow or next day.
Next win, me not talk about basketball.
Knicks collapse in again, man. Boy, Knicks get robbed.
Knicks get robbed.
They lose.
Then collapse in and lose by 3, man.
We talk about basketball then.
No, we talk about basketball next year.
Knicks get robbed.
But you never die the foolishness.
No, big man thing. Go and go watch it.
Hold on, Jazz beat up Celtics.
Yeah, it was close until the last minute actually.
So Jiggy are going on, Miami not going on. When I beat Jazz what here? Yeah, make it look like we not beat nobody.
Greg, question to you. You think Miami can make it all the way to the top this season again? Well, not out of the East, but to the conference final at least.
Nothing, I'm sure.
Okay.
Listen.
Conference final.
Is this being recorded?
Yeah.
Miami Heat will make it to the finals if they secure a scorer.
No, if we secure a scorer, we'll win it. Right now, the team we have, we are making conference.
If they can secure a scorer,
win the East?
No, they'll go to the finals. They'll beat anybody because the defense is very good and they have the athleticism to match up with the Nets. They just don't have the scoring to match up with the Nets.
Well,
if they get a pure scorer to add to that team, they will win the East.
I know the Nets can be winning a 7 game right now. I'm feeling more than my Nets.
No, man. Right now, to match up right now, it will make it difficult, but they have too much score as well.
Yeah, but
too much score they have. Much score they have.
Kevin Durant.
In a 7 competitive game, not on the Achilles.
Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Harris.
Not afraid
James
of
Harden, Harris, right? The 3-point shooter who now can dribble and shoot, right?
Okay.
Bruce Bowen average over 10 points. The Bowen, the youth off the bench. Bowen average over 10 points.
Bruce Bowen, way back.
When him Barry Bowen, San Antonio Spurs, a Bruce son man.
Bowen for San Antonio days.
Bruce Bowen son man. Average yo. Joke me make yo Bruce, I'm sorry. I don't know if nobody else seen a clip. Let's out your son.
Make him man wait.
Yeah.
But all right, I want to see I make it from the West. I want to make it to Western Conference Finals.
Oh, if the Lakers are healthy, it's gonna be the Lakers, bro. Easily.
Lakers and who? Finals matter, but conference finals.
Oh, late conference. They're probably the Jazz. The Jazz.
A Jazz may I look fun too.
Yeah, Lakers and the Jazz.
Jazz may I look fun too.
Yeah, the most intriguing thing out there is when you look at the Drummond with their Cleveland, him average about 18 and 15.
Them not saying Knicks look for him too.
Yes. So what is he gonna do? So it's either gonna be the Knicks, the Lakers, or the Nets. If he goes to the Nets or the Lakers, both of those teams are guaranteed to win the championship.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying is that if he goes to the Lakers, Anthony doesn't want to play the center position. So now he'll have someone who can score, defend the center position, and he can do his thing. Right? And they would kill Nets on the inside. So all I have to do is feed the inside the whole game and fall, just slow it down back in the 80s, which is what the Knicks did to them yesterday. The Knicks was the first team who did that to the Nets. Hold them to like 106 points or 7 points or something because of the defense they played. That's how you have to play them. So, I mean, but if we talk about basketball next night still, but basketball is on and popping. But the Nuggets, oh no. The best, if you look upon the team, they had Jamal Murray and Jokic, right? Last year in the bubble. But what everybody forget is that Jeremy Grant was the dude who was giving it to the Lakers. Right? So much so that after they beat them, LeBron go over to him and when I talk to him the whole time because Jeremy Grant was giving it to them. They couldn't stop him. But they lost. Yes, they lost the player. I know over Detroit buckets, right? They lost the player. I know Celtics are trying to trade for him, right? But they lost that player. They should have paid that player, and that should have been them three: Jamal Murray, Jeremy Grant, and Jokic. But they make him walk away because of Porter Jr. They thought Porter Jr., which is still going to be great, but he's still skinny and young,
Jiggy, other than Shane Cousin and Chris Paul, who else over sons?
What are you from Villanova? There was a youth over there from Villanova. And them have Huh? Bridges, I think his name. Bridges? I don't want to mix up his name,
Them surprised me. I never see this one coming.
Bro, the Suns need another. To me, the Suns need another scorer. When you shut down,
them the thing from Miami too.
Crowder.
Yeah. A Crowder, the rest huge.
Crowder, yeah.
Yeah. Who will make leave and keep Olenek and Myers Leonard. Oh, we end up do that, man, I know.
Yeah, but I mean, Miami is good, man. Miami just need a scorer. Right?
After that, from the ending of the 2019 season, I said we need a scorer.
Yeah, it is how I look at it is that if the teams make Nets win, they might win for the next 2 or 3 years. And then Miami will be out of their window. Jimmy Butler will be 35, 36 by then. Right? And then
but by then if Hero continue on impact and none and Bam, they'll be superstars by then. Even though in a rate, but Missy, your player still at Atlanta. A Philly.
John
Somebody
Collins,
that the East. Yeah,
Philly wants him.
somebody that the East want a Philly.
Philly wants him.
Yeah, me not give him as much rating as I give him still, because they try compare the bomb.
Philly
I
wants him.
try style bomb, but the boy is good. Why do you want to
Philly
play
wants
against them?
him.
If we beat them, 30 something in Japan, we gonna
No,
shoot
he's
from
good.
anywhere.
You have to understand, say you have Trey Young, you have Cam Reddish, you have the youth from Europe. They are the youth who them buy from, who them take trade from Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Who all these players will take up shots. But the youth, John Collins is good, and they didn't want to pay him his max contract too. So there are many reasons why he's not playing at an elite level, but he's played very well. You know.
Yeah, man, him good. Me never had pay attention to him until you mentioned him. I'm a play good, but he's no back. Anyway,
Right.
1 hour 20 minutes, but no,
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, but if I do it again, you see it. Next
yeah,
time you
yeah,
put the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
crew, you put the whole
next
crew,
time
bro.
bring in C and I'm going to talk about cricket.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Yo, anytime when I talk about cricket, me I exit off. I'm not dealing cricket in the cards for Lincoln. Lincoln,
Yo,
remember Lincoln?
West Indies have beat up Sri Lanka, yo. You need to tune into cricket.
For Lincoln, both car ball and link me on my side. Me not play cricket again, you know. So you see, I'll never forgive you, Lincoln, even though I'm a Christian.
Yeah, man. Yo,
Yo,
man. Thursday,
that's good.
Thursday, Zin? About
Yeah,
8
man.
o'clock. About 8 o'clock. That good
Yeah,
for
man.
you?
We here.
When we are go over international games, can I say next weekend? Monday, African Nation qualifiers start.
So Thursday then.
Thursday then.
All right, I want to touch on the Jamaica topic because J15 they slick, you know. True, they don't want to get the ball at them when they negotiate for their run, go for the English ball at them.
English player them.
But he touched on that Thursday.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Bless.
Cool.
So that's it, guys. The first episode. You don't know. We are gonna do this Thursday again. So look forward to it. And don't forget, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel for Sports TV. Like this live. You can share it with a friend, watch it over, and drop a comment. You can participate in the comment section. So boy, Bujas King out.